Destroyer has done it again, and really he
had so much room there, but we must remember that Scott Hastings, Gavin Hastings are amongst the finest tacklers in world rugby, and not even they could get to this man. So Mertens now with the conversion attempt. Oh, he's got a good contact this time. That looks good, and it is. And that's just the start that the All Blacks wanted, but it's certainly not what Scotland had intended, to give that man that amount of room so early.
Yes, and sadly, Chief, as Craig Joyner was showing a clean pair of heels there, and the way the big man went.
Brook takes it outside and as we watch Little going over, play restarted and inside the New Zealand 22. And a good clearance there by Little. So up to the halfway line we come. That's Robin Brook. Had a calf injury the early part of the tournament, but he's quite fit. Down back by Crone. Now it's out to Joyner, see if he can get his own back, and he has. He's up over the halfway line, up to the 10-metre line, lays it back. In there is Morrison, so too Cronin and Weir. But there's been an infringement spotted by the touch judge, and it's Kronfeld who was held responsible for whatever it is.
That's an excellent decision by Derek Bevan, because Craig Chalmers had passed the ball and Kronfeld hit him so late, Chris, it was unbelievable. Good advantage by the referee.
Get Scotland back. He's got good contact, it's high enough, it's long enough, it's straight enough, and it's 3 points. Just what Scotland needed to get back after the disappointment and depression, if you like, of that early score from New Zealand. Scotland are back with the 3 points. 7 points to 3 now. The New Zealand, that may well have been little by going into the back of one of the Scots, but it's given the Scots the opportunity to regroup and attack now, and away they come. And this is the lovely running down the flank by Wainwright. Just not forward there. Signs of indiscipline in front of the kicker there. And they've been prone to doing this a little bit, haven't they, Clive?
Yes, they have during the tournament, Chris, and it's amazing that they've given 4 penalties away in the first 10 minutes, and that's total indiscipline by the All Blacks.
Again, he's given it a tremendous thump. If it's got the distance, no, it's just to the right of the post, but it's certainly... Chalmers with a neat touch there. That's a lovely ball into the corner, and Jeff Wilson couldn't do anything about it, and that set up a marvellous attacking position for Scotland.
That was just sheer aplomb. Craig Chalmers took the ball there. It was thrown back beautifully by Redpath, and he just a wee quick look up into the corner, and he stuck it down there beautifully.
Comfortable at full-back, perhaps. He's unusual, unaccustomed to the position. Beautifully taken. But the Scots come away with it. It's Morrison. It's Hilton. Hilton just couldn't get rid of it fast enough, but he's held it up. Now Redpath waits. Out to Chalmers. To Shield. Shield looking for a gap. Oh, he's no way through there. But offside. Oh, high tackle. It was a high tackle. And Little's tackle on Shield. So a penalty in front of the post, and Scotland are coming back. Hastings from in front of the post makes no doubt, and Scotland are right back in this match, 7-6, and they're rattling the All Blacks. It was good tactics from Chalmers to go for Jeff Wilson. He's only played 7 this time. I think he almost fell over himself. Up to the 22 they come, though. The All Blacks seeking it now. But the Scots have come away with it again. It's through Redpath. There are men over here. It's Shield. Shield has Joyner outside, and now Joyner can run if he doesn't move. He's still going. It's back inside to Gavin Hastings. Hastings kicks. Wilson goes back and desperately has to screw the ball into touch. Tremendous play by Scotland.
absolutely fantastic play by Scotland, and that all came from, it was definitely a Craig Chalmers tackle, and John...
By Scotland. Redpath waits if they can get it clear now. It comes for Redpath to Chalmers to Shield. Shield. Scotland brought down in midfield, but they still have possession. Redpath just waiting for it, looking for Chalmers perhaps for the drop goal, but Chalmers deciding to run. There's not very much support there though. A little bit slow in setting off, but Scotland have still worked it back. And offside. Oh, and the All Blacks have been... Now there's a chance for Scotland if they go for the quick one. They're certainly not back the 5 to 10 metres, but still Scotland come at them. It's helter-skelter. Right is held up, just short of the line. Well, I wonder, Gordon, if Scotland will regret just not calming things down and going for the easy 3 points.
Well, certainly the referee has given Scotland the putting in the scrum, but personally speaking, I would have been much happier if Scotland had just calmed things down, stuck the ball between the posts and taken the lead.
But Clive, I'm just wondering, it's Scotland's put-in. Now Derek Bevan showing such authority early on. Held at the back, away goes Redpath, a long pass out for Hastings. Hastings well taken though, but the Scots are back row in there. There's Peters, the Scots desperately trying to get it, but away come New Zealand. Here comes Joseph, out to Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis finds that there's nobody behind, but Kenny Logan had done well to come across. He's now going to try and get round Mark Ellis, but Ellis is fast. And that's a very difficult ball for Scotland to try and clear up. In fact, it's taken by Fitzpatrick. This could be difficult for Scotland because Brooke is making the extra man up to the halfway line, and over he comes, lays it back, but they've been offside. Is it against Scotland? Yes, offside against Scotland. But another escape for Scotland. And so it'll be... He's given it another massive thump, but this is way off to the right this time. So these chances are going a-begging. The Scots still very much in the match, and we've seen from New Zealand in discipline that they've got them rattled. Chalmers over the head of Mark Ellis, another very testing kick, and another very effective one from Chalmers. Well, he may have a knock in the head and he may be a bit concussed, but it hasn't spoilt his line kick. It's to run, he's got support, or he had it from Cronfeld. It's Brooke who holds it up for Richard Lowe. This is dangerous position. Bishop, there's men out to Lomu. Lomu goes again at Joyner, and it's Lomu over in the corner. Well, how do you stop this man? He's touched it twice, and twice the All Blacks have scored.
Yes, I mean, it's when he takes the ball, Chris, and he has this automatic swing of the hips that takes him away outside the tackler. And you can see the ball coming out here. He's got a fair bit of room, and that's the last thing that any Scots defender wants to give him. And of course, over he goes in the corner.
Well, double bad news for Scotland, because as Lomu touched down, Craig Chalmers has gone down once again, and it again he's got good contact, and that's a much better kick, and that will have delighted the New Zealand supporters, and certainly given the Scots have piled over and prevented them, and they've topped back to the referee, and that's totally senseless.
Yes.
He's got another good contact, and that's another 3 points, and New Zealand suddenly have stretched their lead to 17 points to 6. There's absolutely no way through there, but he's still got possession. He's lost it now, and away now come the All Blacks. Little, Bunce, Bishop, Lomu. Lomu lumbers up to the halfway line. Someone's managed to get him down this time, though. Ian Jones. But handling on the ground, was it? No. Well, he's given that a huge thump, but it was never on line. Tremendous blow if he can get it. He kicked it long enough, and it's a marvellous kick. Well, that's a superb strike from the Scottish captain, just what his team were wanting from him at just the right time, and the Scots are still in there. Scots offside there. He's off with that one too, so this is not Merton's day, and the Scots can take heart, perhaps, from that. And Merton's almost the same position as the last one, and another miss. So the Scots... And it was Walter Little profiting from that beautifully accurate kick from Mertens. The Scots couldn't control it, and Walter Little from Bunce was in there for the try.
Well, we've seen the dangers of these huge up and unders from the Southern Hemisphere sides. Earlier this afternoon we saw Smith score for Australia, and again a very big kick by Mertens. Gavin must jump for this ball because he's got to try to take it, but he doesn't, and Walter Little's on it, and he won't score a simpler try at international level.
And it was Bunce, his centre partner, who was in there to do the spoiling work, and just to take the Scottish defence off balance. And right away the All Blacks have struck. So Mertens, whose kicking deserted him in the first half, has started the second half in much better fashion with the goal points, and so the All Blacks have gone 24 points to 9 ahead. It's Culhane on the far side. It's Culhane going all the way down. It's Mertens who's got it. Mertens, what am I talking about? It's Mertens who have got it, and it was Mertens who ran the whole way to score. An extraordinary score. I was so taken aback there. It was Andrew Mertens who came in there.
Well, it's a terrible blow for Scotland, but Mertens picked that ball up of his shoelaces, and off he went there at 100 miles an hour. I mean, he showed an incredible burst of pace to get him outside Gavin Hastings' despairing dive. And you know,
he's got a good contact, and it's there, and he was in such trouble with his kicking, Mertens, in the first half. But for the try, and it's Doddy Ware. It's Doddy Ware who is in the middle of that maul, so right away the Scots have come back with a try that they surely deserve.
And not for the first time in this World Cup, we've seen the All Blacks' weakness at stopping driving mauls. The All Blacks of old would have had no trouble stopping that, but on that occasion, good low drive, and Derek Bevan is perfectly correct. Doddy Weir was not held in any sort of tackle, and he's allowed to place the ball over the line for the try.
So his first try in the tournament, his second try for Scotland. And Hastings, he's got it, it's good, and so Scotland have almost repaired some of the damage that's hit them in this second half with tries. Bishop to Mertens. Mertens coming more and more into the game. To Bunce. Bunce weaving his way past. Oh, very poor tackling by the Scots. And it's a try for Frank Bunce, but really the Scottish defence must be held at fault there. An easy try for Frank Bunce, a powerful man on the run, but really he wouldn't have expected to get through a well-organised defence. No, well, it's something as Mertens kicks the goal points again, having had such an awful first half with his kicking. He's, of course, kicking everything in the second. There's the try scorer, but of course, as we mentioned earlier, the great danger of Falomu is that opposition will concentrate on him, and there was the gap that opened up for him. Redpath couldn't get him, Shield couldn't get him, and neither eventually could Kenny Logan, and it was Bunce with the All Blacks try. So 38 points to 16, and suddenly the All Blacks are heading for a big score. Bishop, so quick with these hands in that pass. He's deciding to go for the points, and there you see, off the ground, Ellis went for him, and that's against the law.
Yes, Ellis was the young fellow that got, was it 5 or 6 tries against the Japanese in midweek?
He got 6 tries against Japan. He's got 11 tries, believe it or not, in his 7 internationals so far. Not a bad. It's a long kick. He struck it beautifully. It's long, it's straight, not straight, unfortunately, far enough. And just Redpath trying to find Shield. In comes Gavin Hastings. And the touch judge is just quickly coming in to diffuse any possible eruption, the like of which Ellis outside and Bunce is still going. He cuts inside to Ellis. Ellis is taken by Wainwright and by Logan. Now it's laid back for the All Blacks. Little to Cronfeld. The mighty pass into Jeff Wilson. Wilson again takes his eye off the ball. That's the second time he's done that, and he's not going to escape.
Well, what a let-off that.
On anything loose, and away now come the All Blacks once again. They've got Bishop into Olo Brown. Olo Brown has support from Bunce. There too is Robin Brook. Robin Brook in support has Jamie Joseph, and it's Zinzan Brook inside to Eric Peters, though. Eric Peters trying to come away with it, and just how dangerous the All Blacks can be on the counter. They're going at helter-skelter pace, the All Blacks, but a terrific tackle there on Ellis as the All Blacks come piling in now, a little bit slowly. Bishop waits. Now away come the All Blacks again. Out to Lomu. Lomu has Sean Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick going for the line. Nothing's going to stop him. And Fitzpatrick, the All Black skipper, is over in the wing position for the try.
Hey, that's a glorious try by Sean Fitzpatrick. He's a cheeky thing being standing out here in the wing. He seems to be
kicking beautifully now. That's straight between the posts. And having had a few blips in the first half, he's coming in now with 20 points. About 5 Scots trying to grab hold of him, and he's still going, but he's brought down now, and the Scots have regrouped and come back. Away comes Redpath. There's room for Joyner. Joyner, the kick behind Jeff Wilson. It's a chase now. And the ball beats them all, and once again Joyner gives great relief to his forwards and takes Weir up to the line. Has Weir got his second try? It could well be for Scotland. The try's been given. And it's Weir again. Well, it was Weir who was in there to profit from a rare mistake by Bishop. And he was so quick. He's agile and so athletic for a second row. And look how quick the Scots were in there. It fell for him. And he just drove. He saw nothing but the All Blacks line, and the Scots were in there to support him, and that's his second try.
Yes, Hilton there was round, and
he's done it, and he's over the 100 marks now, 100-point mark now for the tournament. And so that's consolation of sorts for Hastings and for Scotland. They certainly haven't given up on this. Looking for the gap. He's found it. He's taken by Lomu. Was it high? Well, the Scots are still going on. They're piling up to the line. Now if they can work it back, Redpath has room. And away comes Logan. Logan tries to cut inside. He's held. The Scots are in behind him now, trying to redrive up to the line. That is the line you see. Just behind Bishop, who has the ball. And there's a huge gap behind Craig Joyner. Joyner has to... There he goes. What a terrible sight for Scotland. He's still going, but Joyner had stuck with him well on this occasion. The ball's still not out, is it? It is now. But it takes so many men to get Lomu. Eric Peters. Oh, and he's kicking quite immaculately in the second half. So that's... Joyner had moved inside, but Hastings still going. Just brought down 10 metres short. Logan, Jardine, quick transfer. Redpath, there's space outside. Morrison, he has a man outside. It's Scott Hastings. Scott Hastings going for the line. And Scott Hastings is over for a try. And the Scots haven't given up. They've kept going the whole time. And a thoroughly deserved try that for Scott Hastings.
Yes, certainly, Chris. Scotland are battling to the end, and it's great to see, basically. Gavin Hastings went down the right flank, hoping to score in his last international appearance, but then it's quick hands across the field, and rather surprisingly, no cover from the All Blacks. But Scott Hastings comes in off a leg, beats Ellis, and goes over for a thoroughly deserved try.
Well, it was Morrison who did the setting up work, and spotting that Scott Hastings had room to cut in there. He gave him the quick pass, and that was the difference. It just gave Hastings the opportunity to catch the... And he's got a good contact on that, and another lovely kick from Hastings. And, well, 30 points against New Zealand. The Scots' highest score against them, and it's still not going to be enough because the opposition score 48. It's hard to bear, but it's a long way out. He didn't seem to get quite the contact he wanted. And taking the game to the All Blacks with support from Wainwright and Peters, held up on the 22. Redpath again to Shield. There's a lot of cover out there. Quick hands out to Joyner, who'd moved over. It's Joyner still going. Joyner linking up with Logan. Logan held by Bunce. The Scots have 15 metres still to go. They're trying to do it through the forwards. They lay it back now for Redpath. The switch with Jardine. Jardine tries to link up with Peters, just couldn't quite get to the ball. The All Blacks have won it, but unfairly. Holding a man back. Jardine, who's looked very sharp since he's come on in the centre, made quite a few dents. And the All Blacks forced into more indiscretions. They go for it quickly. Scott Hastings held up. Peters holds. Now it's Shield. Shield still has possession of it. Lays it back for Kenny Milne. Redpath, away they come. Jardine held up. Scott Hastings in there to try and lend his support. And this time, though, the Scots penalised for trying to play the ball back on the ground. Final whistle, and Scotland we say farewell to. We also, International Rugby bids farewell to Gavin Hastings. His odyssey began 9 years ago, and in that time he's won every honour the game can bestow. Generous in victory and a magnificent player. Generous also in defeat. He's made his mark on this tournament. The Scots, though, go out. We bid farewell to them, but it's no disgrace losing to them and to this man, Lomu, who caused the damage again all afternoon. So the All Blacks are into the semi-final with a place against England. They win a very handsome victory by 48 points to 30.